Good morning on Friday the 5th of June. Behind me is St Thomas of Villanova Church at Mariba, Catholic Church, decked out for a Indigenous Mass that attended last year. Just absolutely fantastic. If you've never had the experience, Father Rob and Deacon Ralph, who are based here in Mariba, are part of Indigenous Connections here on North Queensland, across the Cape and Gulf Country. And this service is done each year. Usually, we start with smoking ceremony, sprinkling water with gum leaves, and a number of dancers lead the procession into the church. Just really well done, and the speakers each year have been wonderful. This morning, I thought I'd read from second letter of 2 Peter. I've been going here a bit, mainly because it's been one of those odd ones that my daily devotional book's gone here a fair bit. And at church, we've been, congregation I attend, we've been using 2 Peter a lot recently, and in both Bible study and preaching. Just a couple of verses from chapter 2, verses 3 and 4. As the scripture says, you found out for yourself how kind the Lord is. Come to the Lord, the living stone rejected by people as worthless, but chosen by God as valuable. Peter actually here is talking about the need to come to the Lord. And in the preceding verses, he talks about putting away the ways of the world, lying, hypocrisy, insulting language, and to be like newborn babes, thirsting for their mother's milk, that we should seek for spiritual milk, for sustenance. Now, there is another place, of course, in Corinthians, some people are more familiar with, where Paul actually tells the Corinthians he's got to feed them milk because they're not mature enough, they're not fit to take anything media. And that's because the Corinthians have a particular problem. But here, Peter's actually saying that it's one of those things that you can't stop a baby seeking for milk. It's instinctual. We're driven to do it. And he's saying that our desire to find the kindness of the Lord, to come to the stone that everybody else has rejected, ought to be a stronger instinct for us as Christians than a babe seeking sustenance. That is absolutely profound. I don't know about you, but the things in life, the things that are around us tend to crowd out. Now, it's one of these really weird ones. A number of people have asked me over the last month or so, when are you guys going back? When's the college going back? And I'm going, we are back. I'm probably working harder now than I do during a normal year. And because of the distractions, it is really hard to actually focus upon drawing upon the love and the kindness of the Lord. There are times when you're busy and the temptation is to do that. One book that I read years ago, which actually really, the title hits the nail on the head, and that is Too Busy Not to Pray. That for most of us, our life in our communities, our life with our families, life in our churches keeps us incredibly busy, incredibly occupied. And if we do not come again and again and again and again constantly to the love and the kindness of God, we will fall apart. We will become incredibly bitter. We will fall into whatever our particular mode of sin happens to be. So I encourage you, draw close to God. Find ways. Explore it. For me, one of the best moments in this service, this incredible old solid building, as the dancers came down the feet stamping into the ground, the whole church is just in time, knowing that we're being ushered into the presence of the Creator. And just to be struck with awe and wonder. And saying that, this church is my tradition, but it was a wonderful day, a celebration of respect, but above all, drawing close to the Lord whose kindness knows no bounds. Draw close to Jesus, draw close to the Father. Let the Spirit dwell through you now and always. Amen.